Hey y'all, I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. I tell you, I just finished making my dump cake and my potatoes, and tomorrow I'm gonna have my turkey ready. Yep, so I'm ready as I'll ever be. Yo, but I'm making this XJW video because um ever say that this fellowshipping or the shunning doesn't affect um families, it doesn't destroy families, they lie. Not only does it affect the inner family, the person that they disfellowship, but it affects grandkids, children, and the next people generation. Yup, just got into it not too long ago with my 20-year-old. I said 20-year-old child. Yeah. I mean, she might be legal, but she's still a child. Yeah. Anyway, I tell you, I don't know how many people have told me, friends, church friends, people have told me to just it, cut her and my the just to cut my older children off, cut them off, just completely off, because sometimes they say and do hurtful stuff, and they know it's hurtful. They know it's emotionally hurtful. But then whenever I say how I feel about something, or or feel, then I'm not forgiving, or I'm a bad parent, or I'm a bad person to them, or whatever. Gaslighting. Yup. Ain't so quick to blame me for everything. Everything. Yep. And to be honest, that all my kids had cut me off. They only they cut me off for different reasons. You know, they got their boundaries with certain things, or 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 um they only a couple of them contact me when they want some money, or or they keep me within they they keep me within their bounds. You know, yeah. But yeah. What can you do? Nothing. Can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about my family, where my mom and my sister and my father shine and disown me, and they'll contact my children. They don't want nothing to do with me. They never did. They never did. From birth, even till now. Yup. Make a long story short, my daughter invited me to, well, she really didn't invite me, to be honest with you. You know, that wasn't no invitation. It was like a setup. I was more like a setup. Now looking back at it, looking back at the whole thing, the whole scenario, The whole thing was just a setup because she know I don't have nothing to do with my parents, and she know that my parents don't have anything to do with me. So she used this dance thing, you know, to like I guess kind of like put us together, or that's a bad time to put two people, two families that's at war with each other, two families that don't love each other, they don't care about each other, you know, they don't have nothing to do with it, they don't have nothing in common with each other, and you trying to force them to get together at a so-called dance event. That's worse than CPS. That's worse than going to the visits the way I had to do for years, for decades, most of my life. I had to go to visits, be supervised, you know, go in a go in a setting where I'm being treated less than my children's mom, you know, less than human. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing when we went to the library. We had visits at the library, and the children were still in the system, and the DSS worker, um she was there supervised. It's the same thing. The same thing. Only difference is my daughter's still in she she 20 years old, but she hadn't been adapted yet. But she's still in a foster home. But she trying to get us together, get my mom and my sister together. And my mom don't want nothing to do. To me, I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't. I'm I'm flat out dead to my mom. Everybody that know what it's like to be disfellowship or to be shunned, they know what that religion or what that cult entails. So just imagine what I'm dealing with. Okay, I got a 20-year-old child that's still manipulating. Ain't no other way of saying it. Ain't no other way of saying it. You know, and the only person that really even called me or talked to me or whatever is my son. Yup, my oldest son, and that's mostly, we talk about his games and his goals and stuff like that. But it, but then when it's something that really bothers me, or with his siblings or my family, with family like that, don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about. They all say the same thing. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that. You know, you you should have left it alone. And like that. So my feelings ain't validated. I gotta listen to. I gotta be quiet. Don't say nothing with my kids and with my mom. Okay, I gotta just take all the abuse, all the slur. Oh, you hurt me too. Oh, you did this and this and that. Oh, you you unforgiving. Oh, you this and that. But I don't see none of my older kids, making it right with making it right with me. They talking about, oh, they honoring me, but not really. Not none of them is. None of them. You know. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this inbox of what she said. I ain't gonna read all of them because it's too much to read. I'm not gonna read all of them. I'll read parts of, but I'm not gonna read all of them. I'm really not. But anyway, I don't know how many people done told me said you need to move on and you need to the same way they cut you out there like and they set boundaries. They don't want nothing to do with you. You need to cut them or you need to not have nothing to do with them. You need to stop communicating with them and and stop care care about your children. Cause they sure don't give a damn, damn about you. You know. But I'm gonna read this thing and it's gonna be brief. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's ridiculous. And it got me physically. I start getting physically sick from the whole thing. And it's private too. I gotta respect her, you know. This private. All this stuff, all this stuff started from my daughter, my 20-year-old child. Cause that's what she is. She's a child. And, and she really don't know what she's talking about. She trying to set us up. That's a setup. I can't deal with that. I'm not gonna put myself in an unsafe environment. I'm not gonna go there with my mom. I'm not gonna get in a car with my mom. They shunning me. They don't. I'm not gonna do that. Now it was that's a lot of money too to go to some high school event, some dance high school event, and I don't have no car. That's another thing I done told her. Bottom line, if I ain't dying, I ain't as sad, but they kind of the whole thing. They treat me like I'm their pet or like I ain't nothing. Let me go ahead and read this. This is crazy. Everything was fine until she brought my mom up. I'm gonna get this words out. I ain't gonna study this thing out. I'm not gonna stutter it out. Okay. This part where she said I can catch the Lyft or Uber to the to the dance event, and I said how hard it is for me to get up there. I wouldn't be able to go because of the transportation getting up there. Okay. Okay. Now this where it started. Listen to what I said. I said, oh no, it's a shame. I'll really have to save up to go to the live showcase to have money for an Uber and have money for con 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 concessions. I checked with the MTA. It's an hour bus ride and a 40-minute walk from White Marsh. I wish I knew someone that could share the cost of going up there with me. But straight straight to the point. Point. I ain't say nothing about no riding with nobody. Okay. Okay. Did she reply to that? Well, I know this might be a bit far fetched for you, but I did invite grandma and and she's most likely coming. Do you think you could put all the things aside and either I or you could ask her to come get you? I'm 99.9 sure she wouldn't mind. I'm not I'm not saying you gotta talk to her really heavy. I know it's a process between you and between between the both of you. But if y'all could put the issues to the aside and come together to enjoy the show, I would I would really love it. Okay, that's when all the bullshit started. That's when all the bullshit started. Okay. And then I go and I try to explain to her about background about the Joe Witness as to why my mom shunning me and all this stuff. Okay, fast forward, cause I'm not reading all this shit. I'm not. I'm not reading all this. But it's the tone. It's the way she talked down to me. My daughter. I don't owe her or my mom any explanation. I'm not gonna put myself in that kind of environment with my mom. She the one that put that shit up. Why would I want to be in a car with someone that's shunning me or someone that treats me like I'm dead? For what? And why would I go to a social setting, put myself in a social setting with my mom? That shit crazy. But okay, okay. Then she said, "Mom, look, I know there's a lot of things that go on in your relationship, but at the end of the day, it's still your mom. Trust and believe me and her. Me and her had a moment of us going out too, and she tried to talk to me about your witness as well, but I'm pretty sure she knows that it's not for me. At the end of the day, she can't do that, and I have no problem asking her about it as well. I just wanted to know if you, and she got in all caps, will be willing. That means if she were to get you and things like that, even if you decide to take it as far with sitting with her and things like that, there's no argument or conversation about the past and things like that. Just a simple catch up and enjoying the show. That's all I want to know if you will be willing to do. I'm not worried about the other stuff right now because that's not for me to worry about. Sooner or later, you and her have to get your stuff together. Ain't that some shit? Okay. That's some shit. That's a 20-year-old child. Okay. I don't have to do the extras of the three-way calls because what we are going to get out of all that drama. But that's not going to help anything. I know she takes that stuff serious. I can just call her and see what she says simple. Mom, I'm not putting all that in a phone call. See, she's saying all that because by this time, I said, why don't we put my son Joshua, me, her, my mom, and Joshua on the phone so that so that she could believe what I'm saying to her. Which I really didn't have to do all that. I I should have said just could have said no, no. I don't want to go. You know, where her. I don't want to go in that kind of environment. You know, Mom, I'm not putting all that in a phone call together because it's irrelevant. What it's going to do cause issues and more unnecessary drama. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to skip all this. When she go on and on about how I'm not honoring her. Okay. My, I, my, I clearly know that, but it definitely is still you because even in all the things that she's done towards you, even despite them being wrong, you haven't forgiven her for them. You haven't let them go. And that's what's holding you back in the situation. And you still approach it in a dramatic way. You already know the disfellowship thing and the reason why she acts towards you, how she does. You already know that it's not personal. It's her religion. But you still talk about her and and dishonor her when at the end of the day it's still your mom. See how they gaslight? See that? All all this shit started. All the whole thing was fine till she brought my mother up. She knows what the situation is because my daughter, my daughter seen my mother shun me. My mother wouldn't had she seen it before she was put in the foster care system. So my mother My daughter know. Then my daughter say, the Bible says, honor thy mother and father. When you honor someone, it's not only about adhering to every word they say. You give them what you deserve. When you honor someone, you give them the treatment that you you deserve, so that you can move on and heal. You know that you deserve better. So in treating her better, your soul feels better because you know you did the right thing, and you also receive closure in 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 healing in in that. So she says all that. He says all that. Okay. There's a lot of things that you did to me that hurt me, but I still honor you. Why? Because I now understand that those things that took place had to nothing to personally do with me. You had your own story. Parenting isn't easy, and there's no handbook. You did the best you could given the things you've experienced. In me honoring you despite those things, I get to heal from that and build a better relationship with you, because I can't change the past. I can only work on the now and the future. So she says all that. And then she said, but you but you're not a part of the cult. Why are you following cult rules? And she put that laugh. You know how the dumb young folk do with the laughing emoji thing. And you dishonoring her isn't about the physical acts. It's the acts of your heart that manifests physically. It's not about you not being able to physically be in contact with her because of something she believes in the rules that come with it, but it's the way you handle and approach her because of how she treats you because of those rules. Now you see that? Now you, oh God, I tell you, I'm tired, y'all. I really am. I'm so tired. Oh God. I'ma skip all this. Uh, but I'm sharing all this because I want y'all to see how this thing, this your witness thing, how it has effect on how it damages, and it has effect on families. I mean, trauma. Okay. Then she said, "Mom, you're not getting it. I'm not worried about the rules, about what they emailed you or said, because I can't change any of those things. They're in the past." How the fuck is that in the past? And she the one that's instigating it. My daughter's the one that's instigating this whole thing. To be honest with y'all, she's the one. She knows. I done explained to her about the whole thing, about the the whole thing. But to be honest with you, she don't care. She don't care. I think you know what, T. This reminds me of when we had to go on the visits, and my daughter, she, 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 she I kept saying to the judge, and I kept saying to the lawyers, the public defenders and stuff, and the why my children would not write me, they wouldn't call, they wouldn't it wouldn't show no kind of no alternative ways of bonding, no kind of ways of communicating with me on their own. Why is it they couldn't do things on their own when they was of age to send a picture, a drawing, a letter, you know, they had me going through all kinds of hoops to prove how worthy I was as a mom, as a human being. I had to go through all kinds of stuff, and it's the same thing. This is the same mess that my daughter is doing now. She's 20 years old. It's the same mess that she's doing with she's saying that I gotta do with my own mom. I gotta do with my own mom. Really, really. In other words, I gotta kiss ass. Ain't no other way of saying it. I gotta kiss my mother's ass. I gotta kiss my children's ass. I gotta keep prove always. Just like how I was being a Jehovah Witness, you had to constantly prove, work. Watch time, work. Nothing was never satisfied. Nobody was never satisfied. If you hear the kind of language that my daughter is saying here, you know, she said, "Ma, you're not getting it. I'm not worried about the rules." And then when she said earlier, and then she said, "I'm the point I'm trying to get to you to see is that even despite those limitations they may have set, and even though they're wrong, you're you're still wrong in returning the energy because in you harden your heart like that, they're not going to soften theirs to you." And it's, you know what? It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to express and to hear that it's still coming from your child, from your daughter, from your child. And it's a hard thing for her to tell me or to dictate or to manipulate and to dictate and tell me how to feel towards my mother. You know, how to you know to say stuff that's not even true. God knows it ain't true. About my relationship with my mom. It's just the way things in that code. There's no other way of saying it. You know, they teach you. They teach their parent. They teach them not to be like robots, not to have any feelings towards their children. You know, matter of fact, they used to teach them not to have kids. You know, so yeah, this is painful. It's painful, and then it's like the same cycle, the same pain that I went through with raising them alone, and then the system, foster care system, just snatched them up. You know, because you know my daughter's the fathers wasn't there. Just the whole the whole dynamic of the whole thing. You know, they just snatched them up. So it's the same thing, the same trauma, the same thing. This is she's um my baby girl, my last daughter. Yup, yup. She's my baby daughter. To hear all that. The first couple of messages, I ain't gonna lie, I started having chest pains. I started having the same kind of feelings I was having when my oldest daughter was in here. Yup, I started getting sick. But then she say, and even in the midst of all of this, we should be praying for them, asking God to soften their hearts and open their eyes to what's really going on. But in the midst of that, you have to lead by example. So this whole thing was a setup. That's what this is. So from the beginning, from the first message, when she brought my mom up, she's saying this shit about I gotta set an example. I gotta set an example. I gotta set an example. Okay. I was never good enough in my children's eyes. Be honest. My husband wasn't there to help me raise my daughter. Right? She don't have no animosity towards him. You know. I gotta set an example. I gotta set an example. What example? What the hell is What the hell is she talking about? Then she say the things the things that took place with me and my siblings had nothing to do with that. Those issues are totally different, and we already had a discussion as to why God broke things out like he did. No, no, to be honest, we didn't have a discussion. She did all the talking or the typing because me and her don't talk. Me and her don't talk. We just inbox each other. And she said that she told the forensic psychiatrist back when she was little that she ain't want nothing to do with me. My own daughter said that. She said the only time she would communicate with me is through an email or when she go to the couch. So technically, that's what she's doing. That's what she's doing. She only contacts me through through um through her social media, through her Instagram, or when she wanted some money, and that's it. Other than that, She don't have shit to do with me. So for her to see she had this discussion with me, there wasn't never no discussion because she don't call me. She don't come. She ain't come visit me. Only one time she came over here, like 5, 10 minutes, and that was on her way over work, and that's it. You know, let's keep that real. So she said, yes, that may be a factor, but that's not the thing that would have stopped it. If it wasn't meant to be, it 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 wouldn't have happened. That's why I that's why, like I said, all these issues are for you to handle alone. That's why we pray. Trust in God's timing and understand that He is in control and will work it out. Then why the fuck did you instigate the whole thing? Why you bring my mother up? Why are you doing that when you know what this situation is? If you trust in God's timing, why are you using this so-called event? You know, why? You know, it would have been different if she would have invited me to like to a foster mom's house or to meet her downtown where I could meet her one, spend time with my daughter somewhere in a private, go to church together or something like that. Why do you want to invite me to an event that you know, that's another thing. Why you want to invite me somewhere that you know that I ain't got the money to go to for? That I would have to sacrifice bill money to go that's way out in the county somewhere. Why you gonna rub that in my damn face? You know, have me go all the way out somewhere in a county, knowing that I can't afford no Uber, I can't afford no Lyft, and I don't got no car. I don't have no car transportation. So why are you doing that? You know, for what? But I'm the one that's wrong. I'm wrong. You know, that's crazy. And then she said, but he can only work things out if you let him. You have to forgive them. Continue to do what you can for them because at the end of the day, that's how you honor them. You can you give them what you deserve so you can have some peace at night and continue to pray about it. Oh God. It and then she keeps saying this over and over. Is is just that simple. You can't control everything someone does. You can only control how you respond. And that's the most important thing. Oh Jesus. Then she said that wasn't the only way to stop it, Mom, because at the end of the day, the outside of Jehovah's Witness, your relationship wasn't to together. You didn't have the full support system you needed, so you weren't in a position physically, mentally, or emotionally to take care of me and my siblings. And it's not about who's been around longer, because the truth still stands. I'm just going to leave this whole ordeal alone. You should have left it alone in the first place. You should have left that shit alone from the beginning and leave me the fuck alone. When it comes to my own mother, you know, how the hell you would tell me how to have a relationship, dictate to me how to have a relationship with my own mother, or how my mom should have a relationship with me, when me and you don't have one? That's crazy. You gonna put me in an unsafe situation. You know, you gonna judge me and put me down. Then she say, one day both you and grandma will come to an understanding. I'll continue to pray about this situation, because it's only so much I can do. Only God can do it. I'll talk to her about the show and see what she says, and I'll let you know. But I don't want to keep talking about this, because it's just going in circles. It's, it's going in circles because you provoking the whole thing. You instigated the whole thing. I'm defending myself. Then you gaslight, and you blame me for every uh, you blaming me for defending myself. Then she said, "Ma, please leave this situation alone." You shouldn't have brought this shit up. You should have brought it up in the first fucking place. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done. Then you was already done from the beginning. I'm only worried about the show. The rest of this stuff isn't about me, or for me to fix, or 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 for me to fix or worry about. That's between y'all and God. It was between y'all and God. Then why the fuck you brought it up? What you bring it up for? See how my kids do? What you bring it up for? My my already had asked you to just leave it alone and let me handle it. She's sick right now, and I didn't even get the chance to bring it up to her yet. Whatever happens now is above me, because I didn't even say anything. But the honor and the respect thing was bigger than you just asking her to take you. Now, mind you, she said earlier, for me to contact her, that I was disrespecting her, my mother. Okay, but again, But again, I don't. But again, I really don't want to keep talking about it. You don't want to keep talking about it, but you keep challenging me about it. You don't want to keep talking about it, but you don't want to hear what I gotta say about it in defense. She literally had bronchitis, and when I talked to her earlier, she literally was doing a treatment like how me and Malachi used to when we had our asthma attacks. But I understand what you were saying about the idea being far fetched. I know it's a sensitive subject. All I really wanted out of this whole ordeal was for y'all to come and simply enjoy the show and watch me perform. That's it. Given the fact that you didn't have a secure way up there and knowing grandma has a car, that's bullshit. That's some bullshit. I thought it would be a good idea to ask her and see what she said because the worst thing she could say was no. That's why if asked you if you were willing first, and once I got your response, I was going to go and ask her, and I did ask you not to say anything to her about it, given that it was my show and knowing the situation between y'all. That's bullshit too. I was going to ask her if she would mind getting you as a favor to me. No, that whole thing was a setup. But I don't think you read me asking it, which is neither here nor there. Long story short, all I want is for y'all to come to the show, watch me perform, support what I do, put the issues aside on both sides, and that's it. If you're willing, then I'm a, I can't, you know how they do them texts. I don't understand it. Then she got LMK, I don't know what that means. By the rest of this conversation, I really don't want to participate in it because it has nothing to do with me. She started it. She started the whole thing. She started, she instigated the whole thing. My mother be faking stuff too. My mother be faking sick and be faking stuff. Bottom line is, my daughter lied too. My mom and my daughter lied too. My daughter would lie on me. She would lie on my oldest son. You know, so you don't know what to believe. You don't know who to believe or what to believe because, like I said, with the disfellowship and stuff, that's dangerous. With them you shunning me and all that, and that is dangerous, dangerous. I wouldn't be in no car. I would not be in no car with my father or my mother, cause I, I went through that before. I went through that trauma and that emotional, uh, 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 that emotional abuse dealing with them before, but especially with my mom, especially with my mom. That was a setup. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't read all that part until just now. All this other part she said, I didn't see that because I was so. By the time I, by the time I got down to this part, I was so upset. Then I replied back the part where she said, "Well, I know this may be a bit far fetched for you, but I did invite Grandma, and she's most likely coming." I I replied to again to the first message she said, which started all this bullshit. See, this is where the whole thing messed up at, where you mentioned suggesting her in the first place, which is true. Which is true. It started with being blamed for my mom's actions here. Yup. I don't trust her. I don't. And I've learned the hard way to keep my distance from her for my own safety and health. That's true. Nothing you did wrong. It's my mom I don't trust. And it's my mom I don't trust, and going to an event in a car with her without anybody else is a detrimental to my health. It's yup, yup. Cause I ain't getting no older. I ain't getting no older, and I don't want to be blamed for doing something. Blamed falsely for doing something to my mom or whatever. Yup, I can't deal with that shit. I ain't lying. If if it feel unsafe and it feel funny, it feel like a setup, or it feels strange, then hey, that's what it is. If it feel toxic and it feel like a rat, yup, her dance, cause I said earlier, why couldn't she send me a tape of the event? She said they don't record it, but she can get somebody, she can get her foster parents, or get somebody to record somebody to record it, and send it to me without me being there. I ain't dealing with that. I'm not dealing with it. I don't. Yup, yup. She won't allow Elliot. That's that's my daughter's father's and my husband, or a church friend to ride in her car with me, because I'm not going in her car alone. She's not safe to be around, to be honest with you, which is true. That's my mother and everything, but I'm been into too many too many incidents with her where I got lied on. I got blamed for stuff that I didn't do. do to her, and it spread all around with the family. So then my daughter say, the above message is all I'm asking. Anything else I don't want to talk about. Then I say, wouldn't wouldn't have talked about her if she wasn't mentioned by you. That's true. I'm not going to the event period since she's gone. I have to think about my health and safety right now. You can send me a video or find out if someone's recording in the family, but it's a no for me. I was going to sacrifice a bill money to see it, but it's going to cost me too much out of pocket money. I don't have to get there. Then she say, okay, that's fine. And then I say, thanks for understanding. I'm go. Then she say, I'm going to respectfully take a break from you for a bit for my mental health because this whole ordeal was a lot. I love you and you have my number if you need anything. Then again, everything's my motherfucking fault. She gotta take a break from me instead of taking a break from her grandmother. Taking a break from the instigator. She instigating the whole situation. You know, she know what the situation is, and she know that everybody's all split up. Everybody all divided up because of the Joe Witness thing with the cult, and then with my children growing up and they being in the system and all that. Everybody all split up. Everybody all divided up and all separated, and they all split up. You know, and you gotta start off small in a situation like that. You know, my daughter know my financial situation. She know I don't have a car. She know where I live at. She know the environment where I live at. She know I'm unemployed. She know I don't have no that I'm on limited income. You know. So why would she? If anything, why don't she? You know, who is taking her up there? If anything, she could have paid my way to get up there. Which is another thing. She want me to get up there that bad. She she wanted if if she really wanted me to go, she would say told her foster parents or some kind of creative way said, look, I really want my biological mother. I really want my birth mom to be there, a friend or family or somebody. She could have said, Mom, I'ma come down there and I'ma come down there with you. I'ma come down there or I'ma pay your way. With all the money that I gave her, sent her $50, $20, whatever. Holiday money, transportation to a job, whatever. Not saying that I want my money back because I ain't no, I'm not no Indian giver. But she, she ain't thinking, she ain't thinking about my feelings or she ain't thinking like that. You know, she thinking she judging me real harshly, real harshly. You know, you know. You know, she wanted me to go that bad. You know, she could had had said, "Look, ma, I'ma send an Uber down there." Or look, mom, here's some money on your PayPal. I'm gonna figure out how much it cost. Or mom, if can't, grandma don't want you to come with her or whatever, you know, I'm gonna see if I can raise some money for you to go. I'm gonna, I'm gonna see if I can get somebody. I'm gonna try to help you out, you know, so you can go. But no, I, I'm the bad guy. I'm the fall guy. I'm the unfit parent. I'm the unfit mother. Or I'm the one that I'm the one that she got to get a mental break from. I'm the one that's the problem. You know? Oh my God. So didn't I say exactly? That was too much for me too. Too very traumatic with PTSD symptoms to the point I had to talk to Joshua to calm down, which is true. We really, we really IG anyway with 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 boundaries you've set other than the PayPal donations, the one short visit when you worked at Walmart. I was truthfully shocked you invited me to the event and then bring my mom up too, knowing how painful that is for me. Was like, okay, she really don't understand and and judging me. So I had to talk to Joshua to calm down. I don't know why you have to take a break, mental health break from me when I didn't bring my mother up. That's true too. I treat her exactly how my grown children have done me. Love them from a distance without any bitterness. That's true. And I've been, yup, and I've been forgave everybody. But for my own health and safety, I had to literally comply to what my parents said and 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 cut them off unless it's an emergency crisis or I'm dying. Nobody wants to hear that at 52 years old, still from their 72 and 75-year-old parents. I respect that you're saying something now. And then I replied to what she said. I'm going to respectfully take a break from you for a bit for my mental health, okay? And then I said, I never had your number, just your IG, but I'll unfollow that today and you can call me or visit me when you can. I think since you're still in foster care, you can't really fully visit me until you're over 21 anyway. That's true from what Joshua told me. If you want to get in touch with me, go through Joshua like I had to tell India. Since Joshua's the oldest and he and I video chat and talk to each other on the phone every week. He's the only one out of all six of y'all that really consistently been there from the beginning and still is. So if you want to find out how I'm doing, contact Joshua. I'm not, and then I said I'm not moving out, and then I see the name of where I live anytime soon. So it looks, and my numbers will still be the same. So that's how that went. That's how that went. But um, and this is now was Thanksgiving Day. Yup, now was Thanksgiving. But that's how that went. I'm not buying that on what she said. I'm not buying that about what she said about all she wanted to do was had us come to her dance event. If that's the case, why the fuck she ain't have us come to her high school graduation? She ain't have us come to that, and that was free. She had that on YouTube. She shared the YouTube link with that, but but we ain't getting no graduation gets we ain't get that, you know. So but yeah, this stuff is painful. It's gonna wind up giving me a heart attack. It, that's if I let it. That's if I let it. You know. So now after all that, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut her. I'm gonna pay that life insurance policy off that I had on her since since she was born because I'm getting tired of paying on that. You know, that policy is more supposed to turn over to her when she turned 22 years old. But I've been taking loans and stuff off of it, and I'm gonna go pay that thing off. I'm gonna pay that thing off, and I'm gonna cancel that life insurance policy. Her, hers, and my other son, Malachi. Yup, you know. I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, it's painful, but hey, you know, the same way the rest of them done cut me off. India, Linda, you know, all of really, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta. This shit started. See, it goes back to that disfellowship and stuff. For those that's born in it, born and raised in it, some people come out of it, prepared for life and all that, and then some people have trauma. They have stories, trauma stories that affect them for the rest of their life. You know, for me being homeless, put out on the street, to practically being a whore, then having kids, being domestic violence, then having children, and then having the kids snatched, in front of the whole world, and just having them snatched without nobody to help me to fight to get them back, and then for my daughter to say, "Oh, it's a reason for that," God wouldn't allow that. God, God don't got shit to do with that. Some things it just was people, and some things had everything to do with that damn coat. Everything to do with the root cause with that coat, with me being molested in the Jehovah Witness cult, and then all the physical abuse I went through with my mom in the cult, and then being baptized in it at 14 and not having no life. So then I get put out there on the street and had all the just them kids, and them kids feel like they entitled. They feel so entitled, like I still owe them. Like I still owe my parents. I still owe my mother. I don't owe my mother and my father nothing. For them shunning me. You know, I, I don't owe them no kind of coming back to Jehovah organization. None of it. You know, and it's a shame that my children, my daughters, got they going through the same cycle that I went through. They going through the same kind of cycle, you know. But let me get off of here. Think it's painful, and I mean, you know, it ain't nothing left to do about it, you know, and I'm gonna just let this thing go. I got to. I got to. Let me give. I ain't gonna say like, share, and subscribe because this thing it's hurtful. It is hurtful. I always, I wanted somebody to love me and care for me, and like when I get old, old, and like old age, and be an old woman. I wanted to have kids so the kids could take care of me when I'm up in age. But I ain't gonna have nobody. I'm not gonna have nobody to take care of me. You know, when I'm in diapers, when the pins, and I don't, and I got dementia, or I got something going on, something wrong, whatever. I, 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 I used to have that fear of being complete, completely alone, dying alone. But now some things Some things you can't say. You can't make your own family, or you know how people will cause a sin, they'll sin against you. Sometimes the parents, your parents in the cult, Joe Witness cult, will sin against you, and you can't keep living. You can't you can't use that as an excuse to sin with your kids. If I'm saying it right, see, my parents sinned against me, so now my children are getting older and everything because I had kids out of survival mode. So my parents sinned against me, and that caused me to go out there and just do all kind of worldly stuff, to go out there and sin. Now my children, they out there, they gay, they bisexual, they way out there doing porn, doing all this worldly, doing all this ungodly stuff, and they doing it out of rebellion or whatever it is. But when it comes, they repeating the same cycle, all because of how my parents did me. I didn't have no foster care system. Wasn't no foster care system protecting me. You know, when I was in the Jehovah Witness. Now my kids, my kids is they repeating the same thing. I see it. They think they high. They think they high and mighty, and they think they above me, and they cut me off, and they traveling all around all these different places, and they doing all the different stuff, and they really think they really think they better than me, and they talk down to me. They talk down to me. I they hit rock bottom because of these children. Over and over and over and over again. Over and over. I done hit rock bottom so many times because of these kids. Going in and out of court 30 years of my life because I was 28 years old at the time. So most of my life was spent going in and out the family court system and all that. Going in and out, making mistake after mistake. I never been in no drugs. I never prostituted like my daughter. I never did no drugs like my daughter are doing. I wasn't gay or lesbian. I wasn't gay. God forbid, if I was lesbian and gay, chances are none of them kids would have been born. But because I like dick so much, or whatever, or had men in my life, I kept getting pregnant, and they use me as the system used me as a cash cow. So my kids, they don't have no, they don't have no respect. They got different fathers. They don't have no forgiveness. She will talk about forgive my mom, but do she really forgive me? My daughter don't forgive me. She say all this stuff. She didn't see me. back to back to back. Go in and out of court. You gotta prove, you gotta prove, you gotta prove, you prove. I could be dead right now. Oh, oh, that's the circle of life. That's how my daughter used to say, oh, that's a circle of life. You know, you know. So this thing, this thing, it's gonna be an ongoing thing. Some people you ain't gonna never measure up. Whether they terminated my rights of these kids or whatever. Some people you ain't gonna never please. You ain't gonna never. They ain't gonna never love you. They ain't gonna never accept you. They ain't gonna never want you in their life. And the same thing, you should want them in your life. You shouldn't want them in. Should want them in your life. You know. But I know why I'm saying all this. Saying all this to heal somebody out there. Don't let the Jehovah Witness, if you young in the Jehovah Witness religion, and you ain't got baptized yet, don't do it. Do not get baptized as a Jehovah Witness. If you do get baptized in a Jehovah Witness, try to fade. Try to fade out of it. Have a plan. Don't do don't let yourself be the poster child of that uh, cult. Because I'm a witness testimony. I'm living, breathing testimony. At 52 years old, of how it can make you look, it can make you feel, how it's just this 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 hell. The whole thing, this hell on earth. How hard it is to try to get references when you looking for work. How hard it is to try to get your life back. You know how to get on your feet. You know, you know how hard it is to to survive. Yup, it is hard. It is hard. You know, don't don't get baptized. Don't if you do have kids that grow up and you disfellowship like I am, and you wind up having kids, whatever you do, don't have a lot of don't let the world whip you. Don't have a lot of kids out of wet like I did. And, and then whatever you do, try to at least go back to college. If you can't do that, just try to do something, some kind of hobby or something that'll give you some kind of purpose or some kind of strength. Some kind of purpose or strength. Because how you see how the organization and you see how the devil manipulated. You see how he using my daughter, and that's another thing. The sister, I used to say that before, and they manipulate that. I said that the devil was using my daughter, and they used that, say, oh, that's abusive stuff, but it's true. It's true. I ain't saying she demon possessed or nothing like that. I'm saying the influence, the influences, you know, and trust me, it's not mental illness, and it's not a mental health thing like what my daughter is saying. This is this is her. This is this is her heart. This is some things is CPS and some things is the people that that she's around, but 90% of it is her heart. This is how this is how she always felt. She was born feeling that way. Feeling like, you know, rejected, rejecting me, or or rejecting her father, or rejecting us. So that right there is the it's the enemy in in influencing her. She ain't fighting. She doing just what the Bible says, as, as far as having no natural affection. She don't have no natural affection towards her mom. There's no godly affection. There's no natural affection there. You know, so how can you honor your parent when you got uh, no natural affection towards your mom? Then on top of that, you gay, you bisexual, which is unnatural. That's not natural. Then on top of that, you born in sin. You born before you born out of wedlock. See the layers of the see the layers of the uncleanliness. See that stacks and stacks and stacks. So then, no matter how hard I try, some things you can ask God to put love, put His love in the mother's heart, so you can love your children. But in the children, sometimes God will put you in a situation where the children don't have no kind of affection, no godly love, don't have no love for the, don't have no kind of love for the parent. I hope I'm saying this right. I hope I'm saying this thing right. And and it's so much like that Jehovah's Witness called. They like robots. They like they like robots. You know, my daughter been all over, been all over the place. You know, been with the vice president. You know, Melia Harris. She been on airplanes. She done traveled all over the place. She in this dance group. She all doing all kind of stuff. You know, you know, doing all kind of stuff. You know. Then I got a son that's in Dover. You know, he playing it smart because he don't want nothing to do with my mother either. You know, don't want to do with down here because of my mom. I got a son that's 15 that's staying with his aunt, his paternal aunt, cause Charles had passed last year, and I'm still grieving over that. That happened last year, and my son Malachi's aunt wouldn't allow me to go to the funeral service, memorial service, you know. And and this the holidays and stuff, and I ain't seen Malachi in like years. I ain't seen him in years. And my oldest daughter, that situation, with that, I still pray for, despite all that happened. You know. Then I got my baby son. He's with my cousin, my mother's my mother's maternal cousin. See that? And I had to live day by day, the holiday time. This holiday. I done made the turkey and all that. And my husband, my daughter that did all this stuff, he's coming over here for Thanksgiving. He supposed to come here 30 for Thanksgiving. I tell you, I'm dealing with all that. You know, she ain't, my daughter ain't offered like, I had told her that. I said, your father coming down here for Thanksgiving. She said, she ain't say, Mom, she ain't say, Mom, um, she ain't say, Mom, I'm gonna come down here to spend the holiday with you and Dad. Didn't say that. Didn't say that. You know? But yet she want me to spend money that I ain't got to go all the way up to Prairie Hall High School, all the way out in the county. Then I gotta pay a ticket. I gotta buy a ticket to go see when she come down here to see me for free. She come down here Thanksgiving. I got all this food and stuff I'm cooking, you know. But her, she could come down here, you know. But you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. The whole thing. The whole thing. And then they say, "Oh, I'm, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. That's why. Don't give a fuck. But let me get off here. I gotta really get off of here. Cause I'll be on here like for hours. You know. I'll be on here for hours. The more I talk about it, I guess I'm healing as I'm talking about it. You know. I've been to therapists, you name it, forensic psychiatrists, evaluations, all kind of bullshit. Yup, yup. That's a whole nother thing, a whole nother can of worms. But you know, she ain't even thinking like that. You know, she ain't thinking like that. Got big, two big turkeys baskets and everything. And I told her what time her father come. Oh, that's good. And then she gonna say in the chat thing, she gonna say in that when I said what if I bring your father with me? She said, oh, she would love that. Of course, cause the money that's what $15 a head, push $25 at the door, and you ordered the tickets online from the link that she gave. That's $15 for me and him. That's $30 plus if we go to do that's $25 a pop. That's $50. You know, plus concessions. We ain't got that kind of money. Plus transportation money. I think a Uber for an hour and 45-minute ride, that's gonna be 50 some hundred and some dollars. I know my daughter must be crazy to even suggest that, but this she can't even stop out here to no Thanksgiving card. I ain't getting no Thanksgiving card, no nothing. I just told her that I made gift bags. I was giving out gift bags, and I asked her, did she want one? She said yeah, but she sure as fuck didn't come round here. And then when CPS, we was fighting. She said she want to come around this neighborhood, but but she she go to the inner harbor. It's just a whole lot of stuff. You can't make people love you. You can't force it, and you can't set people up either. You can't do that. Event. I'm not paying no to at no school. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that. Now, if it was close by, like at Johns Hopkins, up at Rutland Avenue or something like that, or it was close by, at Dunbar High School or at the Hippodrome or something like that or somewhere closer, you know, somewhere closer where I can catch the somewhere closer on the bus line, you know, that's reasonable, then I can see that. I can see that. Let me get off here. I really gotta get off of here. Yup.